It's 5 a.m. Sunday morning. About 2 hours ago, I was just exactly emo enough to be doing this vlog, but instead I did other stuff, and now I don't know. This is not Fake Sagan Part 2. That's still many days away. I think I'm going to let it ferment, let the anticipation grow. Wait till I'm in the mood for it, but it is coming. And I really do want it to be the end of my whole Fake Sagan period. Or I should say fake/hard case period. And I've got work to do, but if I can do some vlogs that don't require editing, if all they require is me just talking, I'm going to do some. I want to get them out of the way because all this stuff has been getting in the way of so many things that I wanted to do, and they get lost. And of course, this is not one of the things that I wanted to do either. This is another ASU Jerry Springer atheism fallout video. It's one I have to do, and I'm invested in making it sincere. And well, I'll just get on with it. Exiled. I feel that I owe you an apology. And the problem is I don't know what I'm apologizing for. I can't articulate it. And so if I don't get to the end of this, and it may go very long, and I'm just gonna make anybody who wants to watch it suffer if it does go long. But if by the end of this I can't articulate why I am apologizing to you, then just let it be said that I am giving you an apology, and I want you to do with it what you see fit, what works best for you. And I really hope that it's the end of any significant contact between the two of us, because you and I are really incompatible people. But okay, how to begin on this thing? By the end, I hope to get to the point where I explain where I try to show where I'm coming from in my reaction to your to what's happened between the two of us. I would be surprised if you don't remember that I once replied to one of your videos back when you were just single exiled, and you were asking about how you should behave with your mother, who is a devout Christian and would be very hurt, and is very hurt by your atheism, and etc., etc. And your old videos are all gone now, but my reply to you is still up. And at the time, when I started making that video, I was trying to be supportive and give you a little hopeful message. It's one of my most depressing videos. I can't look at it. I can't even watch it, but it's still up if anybody. And I will try to. I've forgotten the name of it, but I will try to remember to put a link up here if anybody wants to suffer through it. And when I was through, I just sent it to you, and only after the fact you sent me some replies, and I was quite unpleasant. I had a very unpleasant reaction to your replies, and I couldn't really put my finger on what it was, and I couldn't figure out why my reply had just gone to my most drab and depressing emotional level. And then it began to hit me. It was because you're a kind of person that I've had in my life. But I'm not going to try to articulate it now. If I can't make it all clear, sort of clear by the end, I don't know. I don't know. So I made that response to you, but I never subscribed to you, and I watched, and the only videos of yours I watched were the ones that were somehow related to something else that I was watching. And there's no harm in any of that for any of us. We should all, we should only look at the stuff that interests us. We can't know everybody. It was certainly not a slam at you or anything like that. And then there you were, as the center figure in the ASU Trinity, and somehow, because of a quirk of my mind, I was like, I saw you there, but I was blind to it. And I responded to the ASU with my first ASU video because, number one, I had intellectual, rational comments to make about the policies that the ASU had been presenting, but the reason I was responding was because of my emotional reactions to both The Amazing Atheist and One Less God and their previous videos. It was my motive, the emotional force that drove me to do a video was having bitten my tongue so many times with the two of them. And I don't want to get off topic, but I do have in me a predilection for scorched earth policies, which I haven't remotely come close to in any of the videos that I've done here up to this point, but it comes out, and in the case of what The Amazing Atheist and One Less God, I was confident that if I just went to the wall with the two of them, that I would be satisfied with what I had said, and that they would that what I might do with them would either be a good thing for them, or at the worst just affect them in the way that they couldn't help but be affected given who they were. But you were standing there in the middle, and I didn't have a quarrel with you. You hadn't said anything that I could that I had seen, because I wasn't subscribed to your channel, so I don't really know what else you had been doing and how you'd been interacting with other people. I don't know, but it wasn't about you, and I was a bit blindsided when my first video about the ASU generated no response from The Amazing Atheist or One Less God, but you suddenly appeared as the defender of the ASU, and I did nothing but try to talk to reply to your comments to me with substance, but very quickly it became apparent to me that it's like a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, oh shit, I have walked into one of my emotional blind spots, how can thou criticize mote in so-and-so's eyes and not see the beam in your own. There you were, and you were like a ghost from my past. And the whole situation with you was like a replay of things that have happened to me in the past. And I just couldn't stop from saying things that I stand by as being true, but that I could see were, at first I would say them, and then I would see your reaction, and I would say, oh shit, yeah, of course I should have known that would happen. And then there came a point where I just rebelled, and I would just say the things that I knew would nail you. And my thought was that, well, this is therapeutic. This is therapeutic. And I am in no position to be making that kind of a judgment. Is that why I need to apologize? I didn't think to that just came out. So I don't know. I'm going to go on. You know, when you spammed everybody who was involved in the web snarf video with this comment of yours, which I have here, that starts, "You should apologize, but you didn't really, did you?" At first, when I saw that on my channel, I thought it was for me specifically, because you had addressed me specifically many, many times with many criticisms, and it was of a piece with those. And then I discovered that you'd been putting it for everyone. But when you said that, two things ran through my mind. It was like, no fucking way do I owe you an apology. You're fucking out to lunch. You're trying to impose your internal reality on, everyone in this community, and you're just, the consensual reality is going against you, xild. No. And I said that, and I've left your comment up on my channel and left my response to you up, nasty as it seems. And I swear to God, when I wrote it, I was saying to myself, this is therapeutic. This is trial by fire or something. I don't know. And I know a couple of things based on my experience with you, is that, one, you were probably more in agreement about my criticisms of the ASU than not. And okay, wait. I'm going off topic, because if I get back into the substance of the argument about the ASU, I will end up getting back into this thing about all the things that you have said that I believe are objectively not true. And I don't want this video to be primarily about me arguing with you about what is true. We all everybody in the world has their own internal reality and tries to impose it, tries to receive confirmation that the rest of the world agrees this is how things are. And, it's the reaction of everybody else that determines what the consensual reality is. And sometimes the mob is wrong, and sometimes the lone, hero is wrong. I don't want to have anything more to do with you, and I don't want to try to pretend that I'm somehow qualified to help you or anything. I really wish you the best, which is like my mantra with this whole thing. It sometimes comes out a little nastier, as with Fake Sagan. I gotta, well, I'll leave him for part 2 of his video, but I certainly do not feel the same about him or The Amazing Atheist as I do about you, because I didn't aim at you, and you came at me and I found myself in a situation I'd been in before, which I'm just about to get to. I wish you the best, and I feel incredibly bad that it appears to me that you have become like a figure for people to derive nasty pleasure from, whatever pains you're going through. And I don't want to, I want to be on record as saying however much I may actually have contributed to that, however much I may objectively think that I am more than within my rights, however much I may be within my rights to not play by what I consider to be your false playbook. I don't want you to be more hurt. No matter how much I may feel, and no matter how much other people may also feel that you are bringing it on yourself. I know that you have received, that you know enough about, psychological concepts, that you have the raw material to, solve this problem if thinking about it were all that it took. But here's the thing. This is the emo personal aspect of this whole thing, and more than anything, this is why I just felt like I had to respond directly to you. I'm going to read a little bit from a note that I received from my girlfriend in late 1980 while I was doing my Project 2 in UCLA Film School, which I never finished. The film I never finished. Here's a picture of me at that time, and that's not my girlfriend there with me. That's the lead actress in my film. But it sort of gives you a picture of who I was then. And this is the note that I got from my girlfriend. I don't remember whether she must have left it for me after going home one day. I don't know. It doesn't look like it was mailed. I don't remember. Oh, Robert. I don't know what it is, but whatever you do to me makes me ill. I guess you make me feel terribly inadequate. I know I can't be all things to all people, but you are so quick to point out what I am not that sometimes I am convinced I am nothing at all. After your phone call, I had bad dream after bad dream until I could not sleep at all, and I woke up unable to eat. Whenever I try to restore my self-esteem, you try twice as hard to destroy it. Whenever you say I cannot... Okay, that's enough. Now, when I got that note, I stabbed myself in the heart with it. But the thing is, what I did to her, and it was all my fault, I mean, everybody, finds their way into relationships based on their own personalities, but it was a really bad fluke that she had fallen together with me, very shortly after we broke up, finally, for the final time. She married a guy who she's still married to, and whatever problems she's had in her life, her relationship was not in any way, shape, or form a repeat of the one with me. So it was me. I was fucked in the head. And the thing is, what I did to her to generate not only this note, but several others, if I can remember correctly, was I was trying to do what was best for the both of us. I was trying to, you know, enforce my view of what a good relationship should be and how we should be better people and all that kind of stuff. What I thought then, I was fucked in the head. It was wrong. I was miserable, awful mess. And I imposed it on her. And I did it completely sincerely. I was not trying to fuck with her, and I was not trying to hurt her. And even though I knew that I had hurt her, I still said, well, damn it, I'm right, though. I'm right. If only you could come around to my way of thinking, you know? And that was a long, long, long time ago, and I, have paid for being that kind of person, not paid anything I deserve to, not paid a price that I deserve to be saddled with. We all we are the people that we are. We come from where we come from. That's the essence. And we can't even say if we succeed in life and succeed in changing as people, we can't even say that, we did it. We don't know if it's, we can't say if it's luck, because there are so many people who were like us who, if we changed, who are like us who never change. Does that make us better than them? Absolutely not. And the thing is, I thought I was right, and now I know I was wrong. I was completely wrong, and I would have been doing both of us a gigantic favor if I had been a completely different person. So now I think I'm doing right, but I mean, I knew enough that if I had been paying attention, I would not have had anything to do with you. But once you came and affixed yourself to me over what I was attempting to do with The Amazing Atheist and One Less God, because I still don't know what the right way, what the kind thing, the nice thing, the good thing, the useful thing is to do when talking to you. I just fell back on what I perceived to be the truth. And yet I know that that is also what I did back then. And I really can't believe that at the age of almost 50, I am going to go through any radical rethinks in the way I see the world. But I am still growing. And I really wish, I know that there have been some people who have done a much better job of getting along with people. And there's an element of, I don't know whether this is sexism or just an acknowledgement of the difference, the real difference between most men and most women. But I'm going to pursue to the end whatever I consider to be my unfinished business with with the other dramatic personalities in this scene. But I didn't intend for you to be involved, and it really was a giant blind spot to me that you were right in the middle there. You were in the building that I aimed my missile at, and I saw you in the window, and it just made no sense to me. I wasn't thinking correctly about that. I have to say this because of who I am, whatever. I stand by the objective content of every fucking thing that I have said to you, and I am here to tell you again, there is and was no conspiracy against you in the sense that you seem to see it. The only conspiracies that I can see were, number one, the one that was inspired by, as a joke, by being egregiously insulted by a guy in a serious state of delusion. That was one conspiracy, but it's not a conspiracy. It's just a bunch of friends that don't happen to be you doing something that doesn't include you and doing it in secret and needing to keep it a secret from you. There are gradations between conspiracy and privacy, you know. And then the other conspiracy may be, there may be a conspiracy against you now, dear, but see, okay, I'm starting again. You can blow it off and you can probably make it go away. You may have attracted the you know, the hobgoblins of the internet to you at this point. I know that I've attracted some, you know, just by getting involved in the drama. It always happens, you know, so that might qualify as a conspiracy. Shit, I may just cut this end part out because I'm burying the thing that I wanted to say, which was, I am sorry, and I don't want you to start this back up again with me on the basis of this. Because you're not somebody that I want to go to any kind of scorched earth level with by any means at all. But I also don't want to enable you. See, I can't, can you see what's happening here? I can't stop myself either from saying what I believe to be true. And if nothing that I've said to you clicks at all, then you have to go off and be yourself somewhere else. And I know well enough that I have to not have anything to do with you if I'm going to make good on any part of the reality of saying I am sorry for having somehow gotten you involved in my my behavior that I'm not sorry for. And you know, it was very quickly after I broke up with her that I just became abjectly ashamed and guilt-ridden about my behavior. And for years and years and years I tried to express somehow how sorry I was. And I really, it was like hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned. It's the more I seemed to say it, the more utter contempt. I just seemed to enable her contempt for me, which was fine. I felt I deserved it. But then finally, at some point, I just said, fuck it. And now we get along great. Now we have absolutely no problems. Because, you know, fuck it is not always just a mindless insult. It's also liberating sometimes.